Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Nicole, and today we're going to be doing a review on a new drugstore foundation, and it is the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Foundation. I got mine in the shade 305 Natural Beige, as you can see here. And it claims to have up to 24 hours of coverage, and it is supposed to be weightless as well as a natural finish, and then it should cover things such as dark circles, blemishes, scars, and hyperpigmentation. And it costed $12.99 on the L'Oreal website, but I got mine for around like $13.50 at CVS. So I'm really excited to try this out, and we're just going to jump straight into it. I'm going to start by applying the Benefit Porefessional Primer just to give this foundation a fighting chance. I always apply primer before I put my foundation on just to help it last longer and apply more smoothly. I like to focus my primer around my nose and my chin because that's where I have the biggest pores. And I've noticed that the Benefit Porefessional Primer really helps to fill the pores in. This is what the foundation looks like on my hand. It's a very thick consistency. You guys can see it coming out of the tube here. And it's almost like the thick icing that you use to pipe with. It's really similar to a few other foundations I've tried, like the Tarte 12 Hour Wear one. I'll insert the actual name. And I think it's the Rimmel one. I'll insert that name too, just for reference. I've noticed that some foundations go on better with a brush. This is the Morphe M439. And I'll be using that on this half of my face. But I also want to see if it is better with a damp beauty blender. And this is the Beauty Blender Pro. And I'll be using this on this side of my face. So I'm just going to go ahead and start to apply it. It seems like it's appearing a little bit patchy, but I'm just going to keep blending it and see if it blends out. I feel like it's dried down very quickly. I'm not even done applying the top half of my face yet, and it already has like kind of a powdery feel to it. It's supposed to be a natural finish, but right now I feel like it's turning out more of a matte finish. This is the first layer on this side of my face. Now, this foundation claims to be a full coverage foundation, but as you can see, I still have a blemish poking through there and two little scars poking through there, as well as my little birthmark right there. So as for the coverage, I'd say it's more of a medium to full, and I'm going to try to build it up right now just to see if we can get it up to a full coverage. It blended nicely on top of itself, and the patches all blended out, but it still didn't cover this. And for a real full coverage foundation such as the Urban Decay All Nighter, I have found that it does in fact cover the mole and this little guy here too. So I wouldn't call this completely a full coverage foundation, but it does have coverage to it. You can definitely tell, like, I have freckles and they're completely gone. So I think I would classify this as a medium to full coverage, and you can build it up, but I've done my second layer and I don't want to do more than that so it doesn't get cakey. And I'm going to go ahead and do a second layer on this side too. Okay, so I'm done applying my foundation, and I have to say that I am a beauty blender girl through and through. Like, I use that on the daily almost, but I think this foundation blended out more easily with the buffing brush, and so I would suggest using that because it was a lot easier and it didn't have the patches, and it was really actually pretty quick to apply. And so I think it would be a nice foundation if you're really in a hurry and you have a buffing brush, because it blended like with ease. It was really nice to blend with the brush. Okay guys, I'm gonna go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup and check back in with you. Hey guys, I applied all of my makeup and it went on pretty nicely on top of this foundation, and I'm really happy with it. All of my powder products, such as the bronzer, the contour, the highlight, the blush, they blended out flawlessly. I loved it. It was so smooth to blend out. It soaked up my powder when I was baking just perfectly, and it made the patchiness of when I was applying it, it completely disappeared. So I'm really super happy with the foundation right now. All we have to do is see how long it lasts, and I'll check in with you guys every couple of hours. And as you can see, I have changed into a more comfortable clothing option because I'm about to wash my face and go to bed. So it's been about 8 hours since I put this foundation on, and it actually held up very well. I'll insert some close-ups here so you can see how it's been wearing. And ignore my sloppy application of lipstick, but as you can see, it did wear off a little bit right here, as well as directly around my mouth, because I did eat 2 different meals, and I always wear off right there because I'm always touching right there. So that's average wear even for a 24-hour foundation. So you guys may be wondering how exactly the claims of this foundation held up. And I have to say, the first claim, which is the 24-hour wear claim, I think that if you're wearing this foundation all day, which, I mean, I think the average day is anywhere from like 12 to 16 hours or something like that, it would last. I have no doubt about that, because the way it's been wearing, there's no oil or anything right here. It's not breaking down here, and that's like the part that starts to wear away first, at least in my experience. So for 24 hours, I don't know about that, and I'm not going to be the one to test that because I love my skin, but I think that it's a good all-day foundation, and it'll last as long as you need it to last. It is weightless, which is their second claim. I forgot that it was on my face completely. That's why I've been like touching my chin, and that's why it's worn off on my chin, because I just feel like I don't even have makeup on, and I almost even fell asleep for a second there. And I wouldn't say it had a natural finish. I would say that it's more of a matte finish, and it does feel powdery on the skin when you touch it. So that's that. I did add a highlight, so that made it look more dewy, of course. And it is pretty full coverage. I talked about that when I was putting it on, and it doesn't cover like that mole or anything, but like all of the things that I really want covered are covered. So that's all that I'm gonna ask for. And it really covers red well, because I have very hyperpigmented cheeks here. They're fully red when I take my makeup off. They're always red, and so it covered them, and that's one of my biggest insecurities, that I love to be covered by makeup. So I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by my channel, and overall I do recommend this product. I think it panned out very well for the price, and I think it's comparable to higher end foundations with high coverage. So it's awesome to use every day if you like full coverage, because you're not wasting your money on a $40 foundation and using it up pretty quickly when you could just use this one. I post videos a couple times a week, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button and stop by my channel and thumbs up this video. So thank you guys for watching. Bye!